Hello, and welcome to the Garifuna Experience podcast. I'm your host, José Francisco Ávila. Today, we pause to pay a special, deeply felt tribute to a man whose vision, music, and activism continues to shape our identity, Andy Vivien Palacio. The birth of an activist artist. Andy was born in the small coastal village of Barranco, Belize, on December 2nd, 1960. He gained popularity in the late 1980s, but he was so much more than a musician. Andy was a serious music and cultural activist with a profound commitment to preserving our unique Garifuna culture, a tireless advocate for our language and traditions. His commitment crystallized during a truly formative experience. In the 1980s, a teenage Andy traveled from Belize to Nicaragua to serve in a literary campaign. He later recalled this powerful moment. When I arrived in Orinoco at the age of 19, there were fewer than 10 persons who could converse with me in our language. What he found in that Garifuna village was a culture so dangerously close to extinction. Our music, our dances, our practices, all but gone. It was a real wake-up call, and I felt I had a role to play in ensuring that our culture be preserved and promoted. He realized that what he witnessed in Nicaragua foreshadowed what could happen in Belize less than a generation down the road. The sound of pride, Punta Rock. That realization became his pivot point. Andy focused entirely on performing Garifuna music as a way to keep the traditions alive. For him, singing in his own language was a matter of pride. The act itself contributing to the continued use and appreciation of the language was the message. Internationally, this became his artistic identity. As he put it, it was about being Garifuna and being cool with it. And that mission found its perfect vehicle in Punta Rock. According to Andy, Punta Rock was born in the late 1970s in Belize, pioneered by Pen Cayetano and his turtle-shell band in Dangriga town. They took the traditional drumming and percussion of the Garifuna people and fused it with the electric guitar and catchy lyrics. While they sometimes used Creole, the heart and soul of Punta Rock was and still is the Garifuna language. By 1987, Punta Rock became a nationwide craze in Belize. Andy's work brought the sound new prominence. In 1989, Watu, Fire, became the number one hit in Belize. According to Andy, what Punta Rock accomplished was to give Belize its own national sound. Punta Rock was born around the same time Belize became independent in 1981. At its highest point, Punta Rock was no longer simply Garifuna. It had become Belizean, in that there was then a sense of national ownership. A headline in the Los Angeles Times dated December 30th, 1991 proclaimed, Punta Rock becomes the beat of Belize. In 1995, Andy released the album Cayman, Beat On, recorded in Cuba and Belize. It features some of Andy's most famous Punta Rocks like Watu and Gimme Some Punta Rock. Cayman broke new ground and introduced Andy and the Garifuna music to a wider audience, solidifying his role as a leading proponent of the sound. Global recognition and the warning in the music. The world soon recognized his powerful contribution. His tireless work helped bring international attention not only to the music but to the language itself, which UNESCO declared in 2001 a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. In December 2004, Andy was appointed Cultural Ambassador and Deputy Administrator of the National Institute of Culture and History of Belize. In 2007, he was designated a UNESCO Artist for Peace, the first Caribbean and Central American artist to receive such an honor. Also, in 2007, Andy Palacio and Ivan Duran were jointly awarded the prestigious WOMEX Award for their work on the critically acclaimed album Watina, which was named the #1 world music album of the year. In his acceptance speech, Andy's focus was clear, powerfully highlighting the importance of Garifuna resistance. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly thank the World Music Expo, WOMEX, for honoring my producer, Ivan Duran, and me today, in the presence of our friends and colleagues from the world music community. I see this award not so much as a personal endorsement, but in fact as an extraordinary, sincere validation of a concept in which the artists, such as myself, take up the challenge to make music with a higher purpose that goes beyond simple entertainment. I accept this award on behalf of my fellow artists from all over the world, particularly the current common Central American regions, with the hope that it will serve to reinforce those sentiments that fuel cultures of resistance and pride in one's own. The true heroes behind our music are really those first Garifuna fighters who, in the 18th century, on the island of Yurume, St. Vincent, stood up against slavery, colonization, and cultural domination, choosing to keep their identity and remain the Garifuna nation. Many, including Paramount Chief Joseph Chatouillet, paid the ultimate price. Then came those who survived the genocide and were forcibly relocated to the Caribbean coast of Central America. This award honors those mothers and fathers who have passed on this legacy, including our language, music, dance, folklore, and spirituality, to their children, that we today may add to the richness and diversity that makes our world a better place for all. Left to the formal educational systems, this may never have happened. Generations of Garifuna composers and musicians, such as the inspiring and legendary Belizean parrandero Paul Nabor, have kept Garifuna music alive purely as a means of expression, expressing our deepest emotions. In today's world, however, Garifuna music has taken on the additional role of contributing to the socio-economic development not only of its practitioners, but indeed to the very nations of which we are citizens, making our contribution in just about every field, including education, governance, commerce, entertainment, and tourism. As I stand here, I feel a deep sense of gratitude for all those who have supported my ambitions along the way. Vivien Palacio, my father, may he rest in peace, inspired me with a love of music from a very early age. I wish he were here today. Cleofa Aviles, my mother, along with all the people of the village of Barranco in Belize, have given me love and the gift of Garifunaness, of which I am also proud, and for that I am most grateful. Along the way, I have been blessed to meet and work with the many talented composers and musicians who make up the Garifuna Collective. Today, I thank all of them for their numerous contributions that have resulted in the release of Watina, which I have been told is believed to be a work of excellence. I too pay tribute to Ivan Duran, who spent many years perfecting the sound on Watina, and to the hard-working crew at Stone 3 Records, along with Jacob Edgar and our friends at Kumbasha for making all this happen. I may not have been standing here were it not for the vision that has resulted in a cultural renaissance in Belize under the leadership of the National Institute of Culture and History, and for the unwavering support afforded me by the Prime Minister, Said Musa, and his government. I will be eternally grateful, as I also am, to the governments and people of Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Belize. Above all, I give thanks on behalf of all Garinagu to our ancestors and the Almighty Father for the many gifts and blessings that has sustained us through the ages. I thank you very much. Perhaps the most poignant expression of his mission comes in the song Amuñegu, or In Times to Come, which closes the Watina album. In it, Palacio laments, "Who will speak Garifuna with me in times to come? Our ancestors fought to live as Garifuna. Are we the ones that will lose it? Please don't do it." Though he voices a fear of loss, his words carry a hope-filled mission. The time has come for it to be preserved. The time has come for it to be taught before we lose it and it disappears. The song itself ends with the voices of children singing along to the call and response, "Lest we lose it altogether." A profound loss. Tragically, our brother Andy Vivien Palacio passed away on January 19, 2008. The loss was immense. Koichiro Masura, UNESCO's director, mourned the death of Andy. Andy Palacio chose to sing in Garifuna, a language at the crossroads of several linguistic legacies, which was proclaimed masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity in 2001, he said. He thus worked for intangible heritage, which is particularly dear to us. Mr. Palacio, who passed away on January 19, rose to fame both in his native Belize and worldwide for his mastery of Punta Rock, a musical style with its roots in Garifuna. His premature death is an immense loss for Belizean culture and for all of those who are open to the diversity of the world's music. Happy heavenly birthday, Andy. Continue to rest in power. Thank you for listening, and remember the profound lesson from Andy Palacio, the man who asked us, "Who will speak Garifuna in times to come?" The answer, my friends, must be us. Remember, the future of the Garifuna people is in our hands, and we are driving power, prosperity, and progress. Until next time, stay united, stay proud. Sungube Lida Aba. Ayo. Find new episodes of the Garifuna Experience podcast every Tuesday. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the Garifuna Experience podcast. Your support helps us share our vital Garifuna experience with more people around the world.